You might say that this is a cartoon state, this is a rogue state, but the point is, this is Pakistan in its typical style. Now, what has happened, in spite of the fact that it has been pummeled by India like no other country has in the last many, many years, the Pak Army Chief, who's obviously someone who's behind what has happened and everything else, today has promoted himself to the Field Marshal rank. And we all know who's calling the shots in Pakistan, and that is why I say that he has got himself promoted to that post. Now, I was figuring out that when did this happen the last time around in the country, and I realized that he's the second individual to hold the title of the Field Marshal, this after the former President Ayub Khan. So that is the real point here, that is the real story, and that is the real import, the significance of this move. At a point where clearly there are questions being asked about who's calling the shots in Pakistan, at a point where again and again there have been umpteen amount of evidence and fingers right now being pointed at the Pak deep state, the military there, about engineering what happened in Pahalgam on April the 22nd. Not just that, if you recall, the kind of rant also that was used by this man, talking of the two-nation theory and everything else, something that was heard not just in New Delhi, but it was heard across world capitals. This man today has gotten himself promoted. So this isn't just about the fact that a Pak that has failed, a Pak that has failed in its nefarious designs today, has seen a reward coming in for the deep state, for the Pak Army Chief, but a lot more. Because if you realize, this again tells you that the military, the deep state, the GHQ Rawalpindi is back to calling the shots. And nothing changes in Pakistan at all. Now, do you remember who engineered Pahalgam? Fingers pointing towards the deep state. Who's the open supporter of the jihadi terrorists? Again, this particular man. What is the game plan? So if we thought that by having that ceasefire and by whoever is looking at the development so far and telling India that ratchet down tensions because this is a Pakistan that is a responsible state, all that was bum-cum. Because we need to be very, very clearly aware of the game plan, the sinister design of Pakistan, because this, ladies and gentlemen, is a provocation. This is Pakistan obviously revealing its real designs, the real intent. And don't forget the Chinese connection. Not the elephant, but the dragon in the room, like I say. Also because the Pak Deputy Prime Minister, remember, was in China. In the last few hours, you've seen that meeting happening. And we know who's backing Pakistan. Pakistan is not acting in isolation. So I think world across, you need to call out all those players who've done a lot of this monkey balancing for the longest time. And when you talk of Ayub Khan, in fact, there are a lot more details that you must know. Ayub Khan was the first Field Marshal of the Pak Army. He promoted himself, and listen to this very carefully, because he promoted himself to that rank after carrying out a coup. He carried out a coup and he installed himself as the president in 1958. So Pakistan, where is it headed? There is a lot of internal turmoil. Everyone knows this. The economy is tanking. It is collapsing. It's looking for the IMF bailout. It's got that money. You still have countries not wanting to call out Pakistan and its terror factories. You also have China that continues to back Pakistan at a point where India has drawn a new red line, but we equally need to be aware of the sinister plot right now of the deep state, of the army, because this tells you more about the consolidation right now by the military when it comes to calling the shots in Pakistan. Just about last week, and I was reading about this is an important detail that you must also know, that you have the Pak Supreme Court that put out a ruling endorsing trial of civilians in military courts. So think of this. Is Pak really a democracy, sham of it? And isn't Pak headed again to the same way that we have seen Pakistan moving in the last many, many years? General Musharraf, Ayub Khan, these are all important names. We've seen multiple coups. So no matter what anyone wants to tell you, this is Pakistan never wanting to mend its ways. We'll figure out what happens next on NDTV. We'll keep getting you updates.